another classic from Bally. You know what today is, don't you? Finally, after all this time, we got our environmental Discs of Tron done. And we're going to show you all about this thing. I mean, there's a lot to know about this game. I mean, a lot to know. You know, Discs of Tron is the second game. First was Tron, and it all started back in Flynn's Arcade. You know, Frank, I don't know if you knew this, but back in '83, I was a pretty good player. You know, before we start the game, let's show you that. I have a clip.
Where is he?
I don't know. Somewhere in here. Lost in one of his games.
Use the bus button, idiot!
Excuse me, champ. Do you know where Flynn is?
Yeah, he's over there on his machine.
Hey, looks like he's got 300,000.
What are we going to get the world's record?
You better watch out.
This is it. You wish this way it's all over.
Don't believe me? Don't believe me? Look. There is my winning poster for being the head guy of Space Paranoids. That's right. See? Everything I do and say is true. Isn't it, Frank?
No.
Oh. All right. Now we got that out of the way. Discotron was released first as the environmental. This was supposed to surround you with immersion. And it did a great job due to 3-speaker stereo inside. And then, of course, they made a street version of Discs of Tron, which is actually a full release version, but what they did is they made a smaller cabinet, they got rid of the speech, and they just had stereo sound up front, and they used a mirror and a sheet of glass to reflect, similar to this, but it wasn't as deep. So there was a street version of Discs of Tron. So only 2 were made. And then there was a kit made where you remove this back piece, this precious back piece. God, everybody threw them out. They threw them out and they took them off. Bally actually had the kit. You got rid of one of the fluorescent lights in the front. You put a kick plate in there. Of course, the back lights were disconnected. The speakers were routed, so all the sound came through one single speaker in the front. You lost all the stereo. You lost the strobe effects. Gone. Really, really sad. And then a new header glass on the top. Come over here, let me show you something here. This uses a lenticular type of format. It's sort of like a hologram lenticular. It's 3 dimensions. It's really sharp. Now this piece here is plexiglass. The original glass is out of production right now. This is from this old game. God bless his heart. Dave makes all the stuff for this, including this piece of glass, which this game didn't have. It had a piece of wood when this game got traded in. They took the fluorescent fixtures out. We put them back in. As a matter of fact, let me show you real quick what this looks like. I'm just running you the sound now so you can see there are 3 fluorescent lights that light Tron right here in the front. You know what, Frank? I should show you how this game started. You know, it's been sitting here. Frank, how long do you think it's been?
Over a year, year and a half.
Over a year. Let's look at that clip. You can turn to read it. Look what's coming. Stupid off-road.
And Tron?
And Tron. It's coming. I swear, it's coming.
It's a photo
Next
booth
week,
now.
this will be. It's a photo. It's a
picture
photo
tape.
booth. Yeah. Are you still working on this?
Pain, man. I'm trying to.
And the new side art looks terrific. It's just a couple scratches.
Yeah, figure out how to clamp this together.
Oh gosh, Wallace, look what you did. Here, give it to your wife to wrap a present.
Yeah, like I gotta think this over.
A lot has changed. A lot has changed, including me. You know, I got recruited by Master Control to play on the Tron course. Would you like to see me getting my new outfit? Yes? No? You're gonna see it. Here we go. Yikes. What do you ladies want? Oh. I think we have a mistake here. You know, ladies, I sell Miss Pac-Man games, and I'm not really sure what's going on here, but I think we need to make an adjustment here. That's an extra large. I'm not going to fit in that. I'm going to need like a 3 or 4X. You do know I'm going to look like an overripe eggplant in this.
He's different.
Well, my mother always said I was special. Uh-oh, I don't like the sound of that music. Nobody bring a pin. I'm gonna burst. I feel like a sausage. Ladies, that's a frisbee. I don't know. Yeah, it is. It's a frisbee. There are no dogs to throw this to. What am I supposed to do with this? Is that, you want it back, huh? Okay, you want it back.
Okay. Marion complete. Disc activated and synchronized. Proceed to games.
Games.
Survive.
I fit that pretty well, didn't I? Green screen a go-go. Okay. This is brand new artwork. You saw in the video clip how awful it was. This is brand new art. We're going to let our new owner take this off. This is the original factory rubber, so you don't clobber your head. Well, people still clobber their head, but it makes it less obtrusive, right, Walter? It wouldn't be as rough, huh? Now we have the DISCS of TRON blue. This wonderful, wonderful T-molding. We've been using it in so many games. It was only going to be on Discotron. I think they used it on Baby Pac-Man, but Boy, we love it. It fits almost every game. But of course, we put brand new T-molding. You can get that exact color from tmolding.com. And if you buy 250-foot rolls, it drops the cost down quite a bit. We also have, other than the new artwork here, we have a new kick plate artwork, also from this old game. He makes that. We also have a new control panel overlay. He makes that. We put new foil sides on here, the same foil we use on the pinball machines now. Now, this machine has a staggering amount of fluorescent lights. Do you know this thing has 9 fluorescent bulbs? 9. First, up front, Walt. I'm sorry, Frank. Frank's being very quiet tonight. You know, we're supposed to have another snowstorm. Another one! 1 fluorescent here. There's 3 here that light him. But then, at the bottom here, these are blue black lights. That's black light 1 and black light 2. Okay, now these are unique. I'm going to show you why. We have another black light here, but this is a true black light, a black light, and up inside hidden, and that's not on now, is another black light. And back here, we have a standard white light. Oh, Frank, it's on. But the starter must have gone bad. Oh, no, it doesn't have a starter. You know why? This it still has a ballast, but it has a transformer. And what makes this so unique is that several of the fixtures in here can be turned on and off by the computer at will. So this is actually pre-lit, but it's not on yet. And when you hit a certain level of the game, we'll turn them off. Walt, can you hand me that fluorescent light over there? Oh, good.
Thanks, Walt.
Thanks, Walt.
This one here?
This one. Oh, that one.
Gotcha. Oh, you already had it anyway.
I know. We're just teasing. Now look, right here. This is a see-through overlay. As a matter of fact, go up front so the people can see. When the light's on, can you see the light? The city is lit, the arena, and that's when it's off. See? On, off. Now, of course, it'll even be darker when the back door is on. But now you see what that effect is. Inside here, we have our special controls for just the fluorescent lights. And with the relay, and they're covered because it's 110 volts. That will give you a shock. As a matter of fact, Frank, let me just do it real quick. See? Don't do that.
Sorry.
Listen, I have to have some corny gags. People have been waiting forever for
How about
this.
new ones? Instead of recycling
People have
the
been
same
waiting,
ones
and I'm not
over
recycling the
and
same ones over and over.
over
But I'm
and
not.
over
You know what,
and
Frank?
over and over.
I'm not.
over.
Okay, let's finish here. Look. These are also other fluorescent starter and the transformers to operate those effects along with this circuit board, which also flashes the lights. So this board is used in conjunction with that. Now, here's something you don't know. Now, they make this wonderful kit to bypass the original power supply right here. All right? It's a little board, and you use a regular standard switcher. And if you had a spy hunter, you had to add a capacitor to that power supply to keep the hum down. However, on this game, this is the one and only Bally Sente game that uses the board system and this power supply that you have to use the original power supply, because this provides special voltages to our soundboard and also to these boards in the back, not the amplifiers, but this board right here in the bottom. Okay, and that we need those for the lighting effects. See that little board way down there? Way down there. More and more. This board is a very dependable board that was also used in all the 1981 to 83 Bally pinball machines. Their squawk and talk board. It's missing a few chips that they didn't need, so it's an adapted board just for Discotron to have that marvelous voice and the soundtrack. What a great soundtrack on here. In addition to the sounds of Tron, Discotron, that are on the soundboard. So this is a critical board to provide all that meaty stuff you hear. And finally, this board up here is called a lamp sequencer. Do you see these 5 transistors? Okay. All they do is cycle the lights up and down, back down and up. And they're a funny one, too. I remember trying to buy these things. Oh gosh, Frank, I'm there. You taught me that habit. And don't show my bald spot. Oh, Frank.
Spray paint here.
Oh. Okay. Well, the good news is Bob Roberts sells the wonderful kit to completely rebuild this power supply. And the most important thing is you get these 2 goofy odd caps. They've gotten some dust in here over the last couple weeks. These are brand new from Bob Roberts. As a matter of fact, here they are now. Yes, this wonderful, wonderful kit Bob Roberts does sell for your Discs of Tron. I would suggest if you want to rebuild your old brick. They call this a brick power supply. It's heavy. I would call it a cinder block. But anyway, you can get those special caps from Bob, and then the complete cap kit to completely redo this, including the transistors. Critical stuff. And look down here, lithium, round lithium battery. Our customer can change down the road. You'll notice we have a total of 4 channels, 2 stereo and then 1 mono for all of our sound. Now, did I do it again? No, I didn't. I didn't have my finger out like that. I know I didn't.
Proofs camera doesn't lie.
I'll have to look in the editing room later. Okay, now, logic board. This is important. It looks like the same logic board that's in Satan's Hollow and Solar Fox and Kickman. However, this board, along with a Spy Hunter cockpit board, this board, Spy Hunter cockpit, Tapper, and there was one other game. It was a Laserdisc game, NFL Blitz or something, that I only saw 1 or 2 of. This uses a board that's right down here. Frank, if you can show me. Right here, see? Sound I/O board with panning. And that is necessary to give you the 4 discrete channels of sound, even though this only uses 3. You have to have the panning board or you cannot get all the sounds accessed. So if you're in there farting around changing boards, you have to get a panning board. You may have to pay through the nose to find one. Now the EEPROMs are easy to change, and you should have no problem at all switching over your ROMs to the another panning board if you have a sound issue. The boards are very dependable. Once you've recapped your power supply, that's critical, okay, and your cap's on the bottom here. If you do that, your DOT, the Discs of Tron R, they call it DOT-R, okay, will be bulletproofed. It uses a standard, what is it in there? No, it's it's the 4600. It's got a 4600 chassis.
I suffer from short-term memory loss.
Very, very clever. Can you, Walt? Yeah. Can you just hit the start button? I want to show this light go on and off. We're gonna play the game up front, but I want you to see this effect here, since we're in the back. Start button coming up. Ah, perfect. Now, you'll hear it's doing all the instructions. You're going to see that in a minute. And then we'll hear, see? I heard a little click down here. Is that neat?
Master control program.
Master control. Well, we're going to turn them off for now. Good. You know, before we continue, I think I should show you my first Discs of Tron adventure. I didn't do too well.
I have a 3-inch version of you on my shelf.
Combatants 3 and 11. Disc Ward.
didn't do that.
I think I've had enough. Beam me up, Scotty. Anyway, here, come on in. And we will see what's inside the game. I want to show you, we have the game on advertising now, without any credits. So I want to show you what goes on under this control panel and how massive it is. And I left it loose just for that purpose. Isn't that clever? Walt, I need your... Thank you, sir. Now look at the massive metal joystick that Bally Midway put on. A giant a ring here, the rubber ring, the grommet, the return finger. No. I didn't use that finger.
You'll see in the editing room.
Oh, God. This beautiful joystick, look at that. What a quality piece of equipment. Here it is, 35 years older. It doesn't? Okay, well, I think it's a beautiful piece. Now, look, this uses a larger spinner than the Tron because, and you'll notice, it has an up and down switch motion. See? You pull up. This is when you jump to different levels of the game, different discs, because they're on all different levels. It's really sharp. It uses the same optic board and the same optic. But what an elaborate piece that they only used, I guess, on this one game, Frank. And let me put this back in. Walt? Come back? Yes, you may take that away so I can place this down. Now, the control panel, very cleverly, will give you a full set of instructions. So
The control panel does?
the control...
That's clever. You're right.
Clever. Look at our screen. Now you can see the discs changing different levels. See, Frank? And look at the bar in the back. That goes up and down. Have you noticed the city? The fluorescent light in the back is lit while it does the advertising scene. And you see when you get hit, it's even showing you this effect. This was to entice the player who happened to step into this unit and say, should I put my quarter in or 50 cents or whatever it was going to be? It's set at a quarter now, but can you imagine the excitement that somebody had back in 1983, like I did, Frank, like I did in 83, stepping into the cabinet. You gotta watch your head there, you know. Just reminded me that I had a drink at the bar with Castor and Clue. Let me show you what happened.
When Flynn entered the space, everything changed. I've never seen anything quite like it. The awe was palpable.
Was it?
I presume our understanding is still valid.
What do you have to do for a little attention?
A sizable request, I know, but seemingly fitting compensation. Don't you think?
Nobody's refilled my mug.
Master key to any and all riddles of the great. But there's something else too, isn't there? I've heard the chatter about this private initiative. I realize that our alliance is, at times, uneasy, but always necessary.
Uh-oh.
You know you need
Looks
me.
like there could be trouble.
Right where I am.
Oh.
Blue?
Of course you're right. Enjoy the drink.
End of line, man.
I got out just in time, didn't I? Okay, I'm going to take you back to 1983. And I've got a quarter. Oops, that was Walter getting up. He's off to the party room. And of course, back then it was 50 cents. But we have this actually on 50 cents. But I'm looking there. Should I put a quarter in this? what shall we do? And of course, the illusion of this spectacular piece of equipment, expensive too. This machine was probably around $6,000, Frank. The full-size uprates were only $3,000.
That's a lot of money in '83 money.
Oh my gosh, yes. Now look, 7 deflects, and I get new ones at each new guy I kill. I'm going to let the whole advertising play so you can see the entire scene.
Greetings. Master Control Program has chosen you to serve on the game grid.
I'm so dead. There we go. That was simple, wasn't it, Frank? You have to do 2 per time, okay? Now I get 4 discs. Now I can jump between the 2, Frank. And you saw earlier how good I am at jumping with Aha. Do you hear that guy coming out? It's really neat. The stereo sound is really sharp. You can scare him away with your deflects. So you can scare that. Did you see what happened when I squeezed my deflect? I don't know, you do it on time, Frank. It's like a mosquito, Frank. Now I'll go up to 6 discs. Good. The key is to hit him twice fast. Good. I have one.
Regret this.
Okay, Frank. Now we have our block in the center. Now that'll reflect my shot. See? See what happens? So you have to reflect off the walls in the back. Right now, I've got a split block. Oh gosh, Frank. You gotta keep an eye on the orange guys. They're pesky. Now there's 2 of them after me, Frank. Don't bug that guy. I'm out of them. Nope. I bet you're laughing, young man. There we go. One more round like this, and then... The neat thing is the laugh actually comes, it seems to come from all directions. The way the speaker is angled inside this. Good. Good, Frank. Yes. Now look at this one. The moving wall. So you gotta try to kill him before the wall comes through. Now watch. You can knock out the blocks of the wall. In the meantime, he can kill you. I never played this game that much, folks, so that's why I gave myself tons of lives. Oh, Frank, two guys left. One guy left, Frank. Make sure you get the effect of the shot.
Let him hit you.
I'm gonna try, Frank, but I'm not doing well. This is going to be the end of the line. I wanted
Wrap
so
it up,
much to make
battery's
to the
done.
next level.
Let him hit you before we run out of film. Battery's gonna die.
No, not
Let
my
him hit
battery.
you. Come on.
Oh! Game over. End of game. However, the good news is, as you can see, I have qualified for champion. Anyway, you know, this reminds me of the ending of Tron. Do you remember that ending? I sure do. Didn't I? All right, there's one more thing I wanted to show you on this game. Inside the front, as you can see, we put red LEDs in here to make it more exciting, is your two volume pots. Okay, and then you flip the switch there, and you go into a test. Oh, right here. Pot 1, pot 2. Okay, now, here, it allows you to test your inputs. And I thought you might like to see this. All right, so let's move it down to the light test. We squeeze the trigger. Now it's going to test all the lights. There's your background. And here's your forward fast, your forward slow, your reverse fast, and your reverse slow. And of course the important thing is your strobes. Here, watch. So all three lights are blinking merrily away. Good. Now, let us go up to the channel test, because I think first three channels here, the back three channels. By the way, Frank, we never showed back here. Can you turn the light on? 2 6x9 speakers, and they're set up matching your ears perfectly. It couldn't be better. You couldn't get a better setting here. You just couldn't get a better setting. Now, of course, all these usual setups with all the wonderful Bally games, where you could test your rotating, your different directions. See? Isn't that great? Just a really, really clever system, and really great to go. Where's that test button? There we go. 1983. Can you imagine? All those years ago, Frank.
Nothing like these old games.
31 years ago. What a beautiful piece of craftsmanship. Beautiful art. And people were throwing them out. You know, I got to tell you the story about this specific game. There was a place at the Franklin Mills Mall that opened, a kiddie place. Big arcade, they had bowling alleys, all kinds of stuff. It was amazing. And the problem was, it was too big and they couldn't control the space, and they were starting to get, you know, kids that weren't unsavory, and people stopped going as much, and they couldn't afford to rent anymore. The company finally went bankrupt, I guess a few years after it opened. I'm going to say this was maybe 89, 88, 89. And they called me up, and they said, we have games here for sale. You know, bring a truck, we have to be out of here. And I'm talking you last minute stuff, they had to be out of there that day. That day. So we went down with our big truck, our 12-foot truck, and we were buying pinballs mostly, wrapping them, and there were a few video games. And this Discs of Tron was sitting there. Okay, this machine, this specific machine. And they said, well, if you want it. Now, the glass was already missing from it and such. And I said, no, I don't want it. He said, well, I'll tell you what, you can have it for free. And I said, well, it's just a big toilet. I mean, what are we going to do with this thing? And of course, at that time, you couldn't put it into a location that wouldn't make any money. And the glass was missing, so Well, I said, well, see what we have if we have room. And do you know I had room for this game? I put this baby in. It fit in the back of our truck, the last thing to go in our truck before we pulled away. And we cleaned it up a bit, and we put a piece of black wood we could never find. Nobody had the glass anymore. And we sold it to a man years ago. I'm going to say we sold it to him for $900 or something, $800, $900. And he had it all those years until he just traded it in. And he was so excited because the trading credit he got on this, he said, oh my gosh, I just wish I knew these games went up in value so much, because we gave him a really great trade and deal on it, and toward more games. So he was thrilled. Of course, we were thrilled to get it because we knew we could get the glass. Isn't that a nice story? And you know what? I think it's only appropriate we end this with a happy ending. Don't you think a happy ending was in order?
Yep.
Here we go.
What's next, Sam?
I guess we're supposed to change the world. Come on. I want to show you something.
Well, thank you for joining us on our Discs of Tron adventure. I hope it was worth it. We had a lot of fun making that video. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and see all of our videos. Good night. Okay, give it to me! Living is good, isn't it? Good night.